Hello friends and welcome to another Why Did I Lose episode. Today's lesson is going to be about playing by yourself or playing with your team as the carry. You see, you kind of need to do a bit of both, and trying to figure out when is the time to do which can be tough, and that's what you're going to see in this video a bit. This is why you lost. So to start, carries want to play by themselves. When they're farming, what you're doing right here is great. You see a lot of the enemy team on the other half of the map. Your team, they're kind of making space, I guess. I don't know. The other teams just aren't reacting to you. So you push the tower, you get a fortify, and you come right back because the enemy team's not here to stop you. So I think what you're doing right now is great. Arguably, maybe you don't even have to take towers as troll. I think if you just got really farmed this game, you'd be fine. But I mean, if the enemy's just going to give you free towers, troll does it pretty well. So in fact, you just keep going, and it's kind of funny. The enemy team is all up there, and you're here taking towers. This is great, and it establishes a lead for you. And this is when you felt like, okay, weird, I lost this game. I have a racked at 20 minutes. Like, how did we still lose? Well, actually, if you look at it, you notice the game is actually still relatively close in terms of net worth. They've been getting more kills, looks like, on your team a bit. You look like you're doing pretty fine up to this point. And so you are number one. So then, the question for carries on when to play by yourself or when to play with your team is, when do I have enough to win? Like, I need to farm to get items so I'm stronger. When am I just strong enough that now I don't need to do that anymore? I can get together with people. I would say it's around now. Unfortunately, your courier died, but you have the Ags. You have Battle Fury Ags. Trolls getting pretty strong now. Here's an example. Look how scary this is. You almost die, but you don't die here. We're about to start cutting around. I'm going to go show you cases of like all the times you died, and it's all going to be by yourself. You are pretty strong. Maybe you farm up this BKB. You know, it is only 22 minutes. You could finish up your BKB now, farm a little bit. Take a look at your team. What the heck? All right, well, would have loved to have a blink on the SK. He's got an Echo Saber, kind of interesting. But still, you've got some good team synergy here with the Soulbind, the Burrow Strike, some spells from Invoker. They will enable you. It's very scary for you to play by yourself this game because they have so much invis and they have some stuns for you. So let's go cut around. Let's show you where you die by yourself. Exhibit 1, right back by the tier 2 mid tower. This is scary. You don't have to push this far as a carry. And it's for this exact reason right here. This guy is invis. He can just show up with a silence and you're dead. Now, you do have a dispel in your Aghanims, but you actually, you know, if you're silenced first, you can't dispel that. So you need to pick up a Manta or a BKB to deal with that part of the silence. Like, you can't dispel that. So this is the first death. So I don't mind you pushing up to here. I think going for this Warlock, a little scary, especially because you don't know where the enemy team are, especially thinking about those invis. And I think once you get that kill, you have to run out immediately, because as you're seeing here, they now come to you and they kill you. Because at the end of the day, you did end up fighting 3 heroes on your own. And that's tough unless you're like super far ahead, which, you know, you're kind of ahead, but still 3 heroes controlling you, adding damage, that is a lot to handle. So nice you guys try to do Rosh. I don't hate this because at least your team's nearby, but I think when you start seeing people show up like this, you want to stop and you want to go help out your team because you are strong enough to contribute. Look at you, your items, pretty good. Put that dust in. Aegis, or Roshan, it's not so low that someone can just jump in and steal it. It'll still take them a little bit. Anti-Mage and Clinks, you know, they can do Roshan, but it'll take a little bit. You've got half health, but you have your ultimate, so I think you should go contribute with your team right now. We kind of go to free cam here. So especially once this happens, it's a little awkward, and we can see that a lot of them are here. So you're getting kind of low doing this. He's going to die. Invoker's going to get arrowed. You know, that's kind of misplays on your team. But I think trying to finish this Roshan is so scary. Like, look how low you get. If you just get killed here, the Aegis does nothing, right? You want the Aegis so that you'll heal up, you'll be full health, you'll go start a fight with your team, and then if they kill you, you respawn. But now, because you're so low, you're pretty much forced to ult immediately. That's one of your survivable spells down. And you end up having to run at this Clink because you have no teammates to help control him or to make you stronger. And now you're going to lose Aegis. So because you lose Aegis right away, it doesn't really amount to much. And I think you get away here. But we didn't really get an advantage from Roshan because we just lost it immediately, and we didn't even win the fight. You know, if you win the fight losing Aegis, like, okay, that's one thing. You guys lost the fight and then lost Aegis. So all you got was a bit of gold from Roshan. So in this case, I don't mind the Roshan play. A couple of them were dead. Once you see them start to show up, though, I think you have to stop. You got to go fight with your team, get some kills again, and then come back to Roshan. All right, here's another example. Exhibit whatever. You got Grimstroke with you. That's kind of good this time. But we see one hero down here, and he might even be invis. That might be a replay bug. Let's go see. Yeah, he's invis, so you actually don't see him right now. And the rest of your team is nowhere near. Now, techies may never show up next to you. It's a pub game, you know. But at least Sand King and Invoker, you really want them to be with you because you will do all the damage the team needs right now. You just need some stuns to help you. You need Alacrity. You need someone to control some of these heroes. You use Snapfire ult on you, a tornado stops it. This AM jumps you, cold snap him, and like chain bash him or something with or chain root him, I guess. Things like that. You need help. So right now, we see just the two of you push, and the enemy's gonna bring up several heroes. Look, that's already 2, you get arrowed, 3 heroes, 4 heroes. Now you're forced to BKB and run out, because you can't fight. And you know that because it's 4 heroes, and now once you realize you can't, you kind of turn. Look at this. You're almost killing him. Imagine if you just had a little bit of help to stun some of these heroes. Like, you have the damage, but you're just not playing with your team. Now, I know that's not fully your fault. I'll say this now. I know it's not 100% your fault if the team doesn't want to play with you. That could be their fault. I don't know what you're saying in team chat. Like, maybe you're telling them to play with you. If they don't play with you, though, so that's their mistake. If you still continue to push up like this by yourself when you don't see enemy heroes, that is then your mistake. So if the team doesn't play with you, you can't make these super aggressive plays, especially when they have like these invis heroes that could jump you and kill you. You have to play more safe. So you can push it up a bit, that's fine. Around here, I would say it's starting to get scary. Maybe even like sooner if you don't see any of them. So in those cases, you have to like come back to your jungle, farm up a bit. You still have some growing to do. You could get a couple more items. So do that safely. What you did at the start of this video, pushing all this down, that was fantastic. You know why? You were by yourself, but the entire enemy team was showing on the other half of the map. And so that's why you were able to do that. All these other examples, you're pushing and you don't see anyone, and you're getting punished for it. So you're kind of like, you're the strongest hero and you're dying. You've died 3 times now. And the Aegis as well, technically. Here's another one. You decide to try to come in on your own. 2 supports, BKB, but you stick around after that, and now Clink shows up. 3 versus 1 once again. Here's another case. Pushing up the tower quite far on your own. You decide to come back. You get jumped and arrowed because all your team is either dead or back here. So this is another thing like you just can't do until, like, some games you can do it, some games you can't. This is one of those games you can't. All right, this is the end. You just bought back following your death earlier, the last one we just watched. And I want to point out something in this fight. Now that you have some help from teammates, look at you go. You kill like 2.5 heroes on your own before this Clinks eventually gets you. At this point, you guys, like, you're massively behind, so it's like, of course you lost. But you still killed 2.5 heroes when you finally had some help controlling them so that you could just hit. That anti-mage was soul-binded, couldn't blink away. There was like the Inkswell on you, so you were faster, you stunned people. Like all of this stuff, Alacrity, the Ice Wall, so many things helping you. And even though you were behind at this point, like you're 5k behind them, you still killed the anti-mage, you still almost killed Clinks, you killed the Snapfire. Just imagine if we did this like 20 minutes ago after you took this top racks here and you started to get the team to play together. I know it's not 100% like on you. Like, it's so hard. Like, if the team doesn't play with you, like, how much can you do? You can't push by yourself against someone like Clinks. You have to be safe, and you kind of just have to hope to outscale them. I think you can. I think you can outscale all these guys as troll. You just need to, like, eventually, here's an example. Eventually, the enemy will come to your high ground, and your team will have to play with you. Like, by God, they may not want to, but they will be here to defend this high ground. And finally, someone will stun for you, and you can do damage. And it sucks, but you kind of have to wait for that. You can't keep going on your own, dying 6 times. When we started this video, you had no deaths, and you were doing really well up to that point. But then, like, I like that you were trying to push lanes. I know it's like, yeah, you're supposed to push lanes, but don't push lanes too far. It's this tough balance. You really wanted the team to be together. You were strong enough. The team just needed to be there to provide stuns, kind of like what we saw in this fight. And because you keep going without the team, you kind of throw your lead a little bit. A lot, really, because it was relatively even at that point. And one set of racks does not guarantee a win. Even at 20 minutes, it doesn't. So don't let that make you feel too overconfident. You still, chill a little bit. You still need the people with you. So that's it for this one. I think that's why you lost. Just playing too much by yourself, really. Or the team not going with you. You can interpret it however you want. At the end of the day, when the carry is strong enough, the team needs to play together, and that didn't happen, and that's why you lost. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.